Hey sis, how's it going? So you want to know how I got the proof out of that photo? Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a little tip today. So turn around and watch the computer. Here we go. So this is Gimp I'm using. This is like Photoshop, but this is a free version. I'm sure Photoshop Elements that you use has the same tools because they're a pretty common tool. This tool that I'm going to show you. Alright, first thing I do is I'm going to crop this to get rid of all this extraneous stuff here. Alright, I cropped that. Now I'm going to zoom in. Makes it a little bit easier to work with. And I'm going to use what's called the clone tool. And if you look over here where my mouse is, it's over the clone tool. In Gimp it's shown as like a rubber stamp. So I'm going to select that. Now how that works is you have to hold the control key down with your left hand, and then with your right hand and the mouse you click. And now see, it looks like I have two little circles there. When I click and drag with my mouse, this is going to move in tandem, and everything underneath here is going to be reproduced over here. So when I unclick, it goes back to the starting position. So you can do it two ways. You can drag, and when you drag you have to be careful because let's say for example I had it over here and I come over here. Well, if I drag, now it's coming into the green and it's going to reproduce the green. Okay, so you always have to pay attention to what's under here because that's what it's going to do. It's going to clone exactly what's under here. And then, like I said, you can click and drag, or you can just click, paying attention to the little circle and where it's at. So I'm reproducing this over here everywhere I go. And I'm going to reposition that. Again, hold Control and click. Now it may be different for Photoshop Elements or Photoshop, whatever you're using. But as you can see, I just basically find something that's similar and reproduce it. Okay, I'm not happy there because there's no, it looks a little bit unreal there. Okay, see right here there should be like a seam with a little shadow like here, so I'm going to hold the control, come over here and click, and then when I come over here and click, I try to keep a straight line. If I don't, I just re-click and it produces that shadow. So I lost my clone tool there for a minute. The Mac is a little bit iffy on this Gimp. Okay. So now I got that seam there. And I can do the same thing here to kind of make it look more real. Like it's not photoshopped or gimped or whatever. And if I'm not happy with the position, I just re-click. Now it came down here a little bit, so I'm gonna like bring the clone tool over here, Control click, and I want the control, I want it to be more straight right there. So see how that worked? And you can do the same thing over here, Control click, and just move up a little bit. And see how it brought that blue up? It's basically cloning whatever's underneath it. And that's what I did over here. I put the clone tool in the blue of the dress, controlled and clicked, and now I just go a little bit below it, and there's that. And then what I can do here with this little bit is I can bring the clone tool over here to something that looks kind of similar. This is kind of similar right here. And then come over here and boom. Nobody's ever going to know. It looks almost the same. And you get real fussy and remove everything that doesn't look real. See how that looks like part of the real fence, but it's actually a clone from here and over here. But nobody's ever going to know. Alright, so this here is pretty easy. I'm going to just click in a white area of the fence and click and drag sometimes and clone that. Now for here, I need a green, so I'm going to find a green that's real close in color. Control, click, and now I'm going to reproduce what's under here, and I'm going to bring it over here very carefully, all that green, so it just looks like it's made that way. Now for here, to be a little fussy, I'm going to click here and I'm going to clone that over here. See how that just cleans up real good? And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take this little bit and then come over here and just clean that up. Same thing over here. Control click and then come over here, kind of like in the same position, and click, and see now I got a pretty good fence. And presto changeo. I'll go over here and get rid of this little bit of dark stuff. How about that? Not bad, huh? Just a clone tool. Wherever you control click, and it may be different for Photoshop elements. And then wherever I bring this, it's going to be just exactly what's underneath there. That's it. Hope that helps. Bye. Love you.